welcome to Crown Mentorship Foundation's January Mentoring Month discussion. And I'm so excited to have one of our very first mentors to sign on board, Miss Terri-Lynn Levy. And for most of you who don't know Terri-Lynn, I've had the pleasure of knowing Terri-Lynn for over a decade, I would say. We've worked hand in hand together in our HR profession. Terri-Lynn has a wealth of knowledge as a human resource leader. She's currently leading the talent acquisition team for Fleur Canada. And Terri-Lynn, again, like I mentioned, graciously took charge and joined as a mentor. And we're really looking forward to have her pair up with a great protege because she's got a lot that she definitely can share. So today's discussion, thank you, Terri-Lynn, for joining us. I hope your day is going well.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
That's awesome. So Terri-Lynn, I've got a few questions I want to throw your way, and I know that based on the amount of experience you have, this will just be a wealth of knowledge for people to receive. So I'm curious to know, first of all, as a mentor and as somebody that's already very well experienced in your field, most people have the misconception that if you're very experienced, that you don't necessarily need to get a mentor for your own self and your own growth, especially when you are a mentor yourself. Do you think that that is a good way of thinking, that once you are a mentor and you're mentoring others, that you yourself don't actually need a mentor?
Yeah. So I guess first I'd like to take a moment to define what being a mentor means to me. A mentor to me is really not to be mistaken with a coach. A mentor is a role model who has essentially been there and done that. They can offer you timely, context-specific guidance and advice that is drawn from their own gained experience, wisdom, and networks that are relevant to the situations with the mentee. So I highly encourage any individual who is moving throughout their career, whether they are junior within their field, mid-established status, or at the top of their career, let's say a senior manager or executive capacity, really to appreciate that mentorship is always going to provide you value in your career journey. And at the end of the day, mentors should want to keep raising and elevating their own game and having their own thinking usefully challenged. This is all going to be very beneficial for one's career. And more often than not, we see ourselves in positions where we must make decisions concerning matters that we may never have tackled before. And with that requires new talents of ourselves. There's a well-known executive coach, his name is Marshall Goldsmith, who for me sums it up perfectly by stating that what got you here won't get you there. And mentorship provides a practical way to continue to develop your career by pushing you out of your comfort zone, continuing to work upon the lessons in the art of learning how to accept and give feedback, and ultimately is going to provide you with your own support, your own confidant, who is going to be able to assist you in these problem-solving required times that you're ultimately going to find yourself in over and over again.
That's an excellent point, and I strongly believe that when you stop learning, you essentially stop growing, and it's important to continue learning. And one of the things about Crown Mentorship that we are so excited is that on both sides of the coin, on the proteges as well as on the mentors, there is learning to happen on either side. And in fact, it's one of the things that we ask: come prepared to learn. As a mentor, we expect that you're coming not only to share your own great wealth of knowledge, but you're also there to learn from your protege, because there's so much to learn. So now I kind of want to pivot a little bit and talk about the difference between career and a job and what advice you can give to help people plan a career rather than simply just working to keep a job.
Yeah, that, thank you for that. So I guess first I would dispel what I would call the career myth, which focuses on an outdated idea of linear career progression. Oftentimes we envision a career, we imagine this direct path and there's a final destination. And certainly not long ago, this concept was useful. Career growth meant you were attaining incremental increases in your prestige and your compensation. You could look at the past and you could use it to gauge your future, taking steps that perhaps others took to get you to where they got. But in my opinion, this vision of career growth really no longer matches our reality today. We no longer need to be good at predicting the future. And in fact, we now have to learn to succeed when the future is unpredictable. So we have to abandon the career myth and create a new framework for personal and professional growth. I would tell someone that it is okay and even preferable not to have a concrete career path in mind. Being overly attached to a specific path can actually turn into a career trap at times because it blinds ourselves to non-linear opportunities for growth. So good questions that I always ask myself include what problems excite me, what strengths can I build on, and what types of work do I want to do less of, and what I would like to do more of.
That's a great way to look at it. And I think, one of the streams that we offer with Crown Mentorship is that for undergrads and people that are currently in university and college and, they're still trying to navigate what their career looks like. And I think that's really great advice for people that are in that umbrella, and that way they can really shape their future and think not to put so much emphasis on the end result, because you got to keep pivoting. And again, if 2020 hasn't taught us anything, is that we need to pivot and be able to be adaptable and change. So I guess, one last question I want to throw your way, Terri-Lynn, is as an HR leader, what would you say makes somebody successful in their career? How do you define success?
Sure. I think that career success is highly subjective. And really, it means different things to different people. It's going to mean something different to me than perhaps what it means to you. However, in saying that, I think that there are some commonalities that the majority of people tend to agree is important when it comes to career success. A successful career is usually one where an individual feels happy to go to work most days. But more importantly, they are doing something of interest for themselves. But without defining what career success means to you, which takes self-reflection, it is difficult to define career goals. And without goals, it is difficult to plan and achieve. When looking at career success, it is important to look at your life goals as well. These typically are going to go hand in hand with your career goals. Career success begins with clarity of purpose and direction. So successful people know what they want in life, and no one else is going to be able to define that for them. However, there are many people in your life that are going to help you on this path, including your mentors, your managers, your friends, and your family. These are all people who know you in different ways and can help you understand where your career values lie.
That's a very good answer. I think that you kind of hit it right there on the spot. It is that almost that 360 view of looking at having a mentor, as well as, you know, if you are in a career, what's the feedback from your managers, and then the ones that are close to you that, you know, actually see you on an everyday basis, your family members, your friends, and so forth. So definitely that's a great way to define success. Well, this has been great. I think I know certainly that you've added lots of value and I've learned and can take away from this discussion. And I hope that our viewers as well can also take something out of this as well. Want to encourage folks on here, if you are interested in partaking in a formal mentorship program, for our proteges, we are targeting Black career professionals. And for our mentors, it is open for all allies. And we're definitely excited to have people like yourself, Terri-Lynn, on board as a mentor. And again, on behalf of Crown Mentorship, I do want to extend a great thank you to you. And thank you for bringing forward all of this great learning today. Happy Mentoring Month.
Thank you.